Hello students, welcome back to the channel. So in today's class we are going to see how to find out the square root of a number by using long division method. Okay. Now you must have heard this like what is long division in your lower grades, that is in 8th standard, and but believe me, there are so many students who are still finding this difficult in even 10th grade. Okay, so we are going to see how to find out the square root of a number by using long division method. Now, this method which we are going to learn today is applicable for any digit or any number of digits. Like, say, for example, if a number is a 4-digit number or a 5-digit number or a 3-digit number or a 6-digit number, you can find out the square root of that number by using long division. Okay, so that is what the method is all about. So let us say that let us take a number 1024. Okay, now we have to find out the square root of this particular number. Okay, so I know that this is a perfect square number, but I don't know what's the square root of this number. So let us find out the square root of that number. Now, before we jump into the method of long division to find out the square root of 1024, there are certain things which we have to clear in our mind. Now, the certain things means before we move on to square root, let's first revise what is square and all that. So basically, I just wanted to show you how does the square of the number perform. For example, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81, and 10 square is 100. Okay. In a similar fashion, let me write the square of the numbers from 11 to 20. So 11 square is 121. By the way, I have already covered how to find out the square of any 2-digit number in less than 10 seconds. So if you have not gone through with that particular video, then I will. There is a link in the description and also in the I button. So please check it out. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. 12 square is 144. And one more important thing, guys. The squares from 1 to 20 you have to remember. Okay, that's must. Okay, square of 13 is 169, square of 14 is 196, square of 15 is 225, square of 16 is come on guys, can you find out the square of 16 in your mind quickly, less than 10 seconds. Those who are getting the answer, just comment your answer below. Yeah, but although I'm going to write it, no worries. Square of 16 is 256, square of 17 is 289, square of 18 is 324, square of 19 is 361, and square of 20 is going to be 400. So these are the squares from 1 to 20, the most important, which you have to remember. Okay. Now you must be thinking, why I have written the square of first 20 numbers. Yeah, that is something which I just wanted to show you. Now let us target the perfect squares which are ending with 4. So just help me to find out. I think this is the one, 2 square 4 again, which is the only digit which is ending with 4. In that same table, again 64 is ending with 4, right? In the second table, 144 is a number which is ending with 4, and the next one is 324. Okay. So these are the 4 perfect squares which are ending with digit 4. Now you must be thinking, why I have only targeted the digit 4, because our number is also ending with 4. That was a basic reason. Okay. Now let's look at one by one and let's see that. Now here, number 4, which is a perfect square. But if I ask you what is the square root of 4, yeah, it's 2, right? Because whoever is a number, whose square we are taking, the square root of the number is going to be the same, right? So for example, 2 square is 4, then the square root of 4 is 2, right? Similarly, the square root of 64 is 8. Here, 144 square root is 12 and 324 square root is 80. That means what I can conclude here is that any number which is ending with 4, its square root will either end with 2 or it will end with 8. Now this was a very important relation, or this was a very important property you must have studied in your 8th standard. Okay, no worries, but this was what I just wanted to show you. So that means whatever square root of 1024 is going to come, that number is going to end with digit 2 or it is going to end with digit 8. So that is one thing we have to keep in mind. Okay, so now let's start with that. So that was a basic thing which I wanted to show you, because these things will help us to get the answer. Okay, now let's jump into the actual long division method. Okay, now let me write 1024. Okay, now whenever we are finding the square root of a number by using a long division method, in that case the number itself becomes the dividend. So here 1024 is a dividend. Okay, so we don't know the divisor, we don't know the quotient. Okay, now whatever quotient which we are going to generate or which is going to come, that is going to be the answer or a square root of 1024, because in the end the remainder should be 0. So that is one thing you have to keep in your mind. Okay, now before we start solving the question of long division, the very first step which you have to do is that you have to start making a pair of a number which is whose square root you would like to find out. So for example, here 1024 is a number. Now we have to make the pair, or we have to divide this number into the pairs. Now how to divide the number into the pair? You have to start making a pair from the extreme right side. That means if I just go to the extreme right, the 4 is a digit, then we have 2, so that means 24 is the first pair. Then the next pair is going to be 1 0, which is this. Okay, so this is the first. Now I know that there is one question which is coming in your mind, like, sir, what if the number is 3 digit or a 5 digit number? Okay, like if I would like to find out a square root of 3 digit and 5 digit, in that case what? Because in that case there will be always one number which is going to left alone. Yeah, you thought very correctly and rightly. In a number which is 3 digit or a 5 digit or a 7 digit number whose square root which you would like to find out, in that case the one number will always remain alone. So don't worry, I will also take one example of 5 digit number after this, but let's first find out the square root of 102. Okay, so everyone, first step, start making the pair from extreme right side of a number, and that's what we did. So 24 and 10 are the two pairs of a number. Now is the time for divisor. Now divisor is something which you have to assume and consider. Now, but there are certain rules. You cannot consider any digit or any number, right? So what is the rule? So whatever number in the divisor you take, listen to me, whatever number in the divisor you assume, its square should be either equal to the first pair or should be less than that first pair. That means whatever number I assume in the divisor side, that number should be either equal to 10 or it should be less than 10. So let's start with that. Now 1 square is 1. The table is already there in front of you. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. But if I take 4 square, or if I take 4, its square is 16. So this will not work. So that means I have to just limit myself to 3. So it's 3, 3s are 9. And after that, the subtraction. Okay, it's very similar to the normal division which we do with the numbers. Okay, so I hope you have understood this first particular step, and here the first step gets completed. Yes, still there is something which is left in the divisor. So again I repeat, so in the divisor side, consider a number whose square should be either equal to the first pair or less than that first pair. Okay, that means in this case the number should be equal to 10 or less than 10, but here we will get 3 reason. Okay, so the first step is over. Now 10 minus 9 is 1, and the second pair we will write as it is. Do not break the pair. पाप लगता है, ठीक है? पेयर को break नहीं करना है, महापाप है. चलो, let's go to the next step. Yeah. Before we move on to the next step, there is one more thing which I would like to add it here, is that in every step, the number of digits increase by 1 in divisor side. That means what I just wanted to say is that in the first step, there was only single digit in the divisor, but in the second step, there will be 2 digits in the divisor. Okay. Now, before we move to the divisor, we have to add the divisor by the same number in the above, and we get the number that's 6. And let me write something here, because that 6 is going to be the tens place digit, and because since I told you we are going to have increase in the number of digits, so 6, which you got, will be a tens place digit, and still we have to find out a ones place digit. Okay, like what we have considered in the first step. Okay, now 124. Now I think there is no pair which is left after 24. Okay, now if there is no pair which is left after 24, that means we have to think like what we have thought in the first way. Like what I thought, or what I have told you, is that since number is ending with 1024, so its square root should also end with either 2 or 8. So that means here also either I should place 2 or I should place 8. Now that is the basic idea the square root of the numbers gives, right? See, this logic which I'm applying, that since a number is going to end with 2 or 8, because this is the last pair, and after 24 there is no pair, so therefore I am able to apply this logic. So please apply the logic of this 6 or 8 only when this pair is a last digit. Okay, now let's start with 2. Now one more thing, whichever number you assume here, let's say for example you assume number 2 here, a digit 2, so the whole number becomes 62. Now you have to multiply this whole number with the same digit which you have assumed. So that means 62 multiplied by 2. For example, if you would have assumed this number as 8, then you would have multiplied by 8. Okay, now let's try with that, because since I've told you either the number is going to end with 2 or the number is going to end with 8, so we have only 2 options. So please do not check with any other digit, because I'm pretty much sure that it is going to end with either 2 or 8. Okay, let's try. 62 times 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 6 2s are 12, and I think we got our digit, which is 2. So here also it's going to be 2, so which I think you also got the idea what is the square root of the number. So it's 62 times 2 is 124, and we got the answer as, now the remainder is 0, and I think now we have to stop the division because we got the answer. So yeah, so the square root of 1024 is 32. Is that clear? Okay, so that was all about the long division with the even number of digits. Now let's take one more example with the odd number of digits. Let's say I would like to find out the square root of 11025. Okay, so I think many of you were just waiting for this only. Okay, no worries. I was just about to take that. I was just thinking about to take 3 digit, but I thought 3 digit is going to be again very much simple out there. So let's take 5 digit only. So let us find out the square root of 11025, which is again a perfect square number. Okay. So let's find out. Again, what is the first step? Just stick to your steps. It will not change. The number of steps, the method is never going to change, whether the number of digits is 4 or a number is a 5 digit number or a 3 digit number or a 6 digit number. So the first step is that we have to make a pair of the numbers from extreme right side. So let's start making a pair. So the first pair is 25, second pair is 10, and one left alone, as I have told you that there will always be one digit left alone in odd number of digits or odd number. Okay, so here the one number is left alone as usual. Now whichever number is left alone, we have to consider that one. Okay, now what is the next step? Next step is the assumption or the consideration of divisor. So now again in the divisor, assume a number whose square is either equal to 1 or less than 1, because here we have to consider a single digit first, and then we will go from left to right. Okay, so let's assume the number whose square is either equal to 1 or less than 1. I think you all know very well, it's 1 ones are 1, right? And here your first step gets over, so 1 minus 1 is 0. And yeah, there is a pair which we have to drop down, which is 10. Okay, and on the divisor side the number will get its added with itself, so it's 2, and there will be one more digit. Now this sum is getting interested now, because the pair which we have taken below is 10, which is a number 10, and here the tens place digit itself is 2, and on the ones place we have to assume a number. Let us assume that even if we assume a 1 here, the number becomes 21, which is multiplied by 1. Still it gives 20. Now problem is here only. Like, even if we are taking the lowest number, lowest natural number, still we are getting a number which is greater than 10. See, in any case, the number which you are taking should be less than this number. Okay, so in that case we have to assume 0, because that's the only option which is left. So let us assume 0 here. So it's 20 times 0 is 0. Have you all understood that why I have taken the 0? The basic reason why I have taken the 0 is that even if I was taking 1, the number which I was getting was much greater than 10. You can see that 21 we were getting. So that is the reason I took 0 over, and you can take that. Okay. Now same subtraction. So 10 minus 0 is 10. Again, we have to add the number with the same digit, so it's 20, which is added with 0 will give me 20 only. But since you know that in every step the divisor is getting added by one extra digit, so in first step there was only ones place digit, in second step there were 2 digits, and in third step the number is going to be a 3-digit number. So again, the ones place digit we have to find out, and now 25 will come down, and now the number becomes 1025. See, whatever logic I applied for 124 during the solving of 1024, the same logic you can apply for 1025. Now since 25 is the last pair and there is no pair after it, so you can apply the logic of that the square root of a number will end with which digit, and I think this is very simple, right? When our number is ending with 5, its square root will always end with 5. Always. You can see that. Let's say, for example, let us look at having a table. Let's say 5 square 25, 25 square root is 5. Again, in that case, 15 square is 225 and square root of 225 is 5. So that was pretty simple, right? So any number which is ending with 5, its square root is always ends with 5. So without any doubt, let's take this missing digit as 5 and multiply this whole 205 with 5. So 5 5s are 25 and 5 2s are 10, and we got exact 1025. So therefore it's 205 times 5 is 1025, and now when we subtract we get the remainder as 0. So therefore we got a quotient as 105. So therefore square root of 11025 is 105. Okay, so that's it. Hope you have understood this particular class. So thank you so much.